There's enough room.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Martha's Porch. Look at us.
The front porch.
Thank
We're
you for
hoping
joining
for
us.
springtime weather, but
It's half
okay.
spring. I mean, the weather itself, the temperature is beautiful, but it's a little drizzly out today.
I love it. Although, like, later this week, it's going to be in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I am not
I feel like
looking
we
forward
can't
to
see
that.
Nicole if I lean
I'm
forward.
good. I'm
so-
right
okay.
here.
All
I'm right here. If I'm out of view for a minute, no one's going to bother.
Aw.
There's no problem.
I hope not. I'm about to try this hot, what is it, honey? It's jalapeno honey.
Yeah, jalapeno honey cream cheese
With a blueberry bagel.
with a blueberry bagel.
I'm nervous, guys.
I wanted plain
hot.
bagels, but they sent me blueberries.
That's okay.
They decided I
Blueberries.
didn't.
I love blueberries, but I'm always afraid because they're, like, you don't know if it's mold. Because they look, like, I'm never sure if it's mold or blueberries. I'm like, I'm scared. I don't want to eat this.
These are fresh and good.
No, they look, you can sort of tell. Like, mold is a little bit greener, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I'm scared. It's hot. It's spicy. Yeah.
Jalapeno.
But it's sweet too. Like, it hits you
Oh,
both.
that's
The sweet and the hot hits you. Like, you eat it.
I love that hot honey
It's good.
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
They have it at Wawa right now. Like their honey hot, I think is what they call it. Or
Hot
like
honey.
Yeah.
Or like the Nashville hot honey.
Yeah.
And
I've heard
I
of that.
got it
I
on
wanna
a
try it.
BLT. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
I love the mixture of hot and sweet.
Yeah.
I like flavor combos too, like sweet and salty, hot and sweet. I
Yeah.
do.
It sort of
Some people
describes
don't
all
like
of
that.
us, doesn't it?
Yeah, hot and sweet.
And a little
I
salty.
like that.
Yeah.
Salty,
I'm a
yes.
little
These days I am
salty.
super salty.
Why are we salty?
Oh, I've just had,
Enough.
I've had a year. Yeah, will not go on.
How much longer do you
It's
have?
almost over.
When's school over?
Yeah, so interestingly, so they did not renew the contract of our current superintendent,
Uh-oh.
and so they started seeking out a new one, and
The one
we had-
from Why I'm Missing is coming.
we hadn't really heard
A
much.
good friend of my son used to be older boys.
Oh, see, that's interesting because so
the Why I'm Missing guy?
out of
one that's coming
absolutely
from
nowhere,
Yeah.
we get this email, and it's like, hey, just to let you know, we're pleased to announce that
He's a good guy.
Scaboria, is that how you say it?
Scaboria.
Scaboria is going to be our new superintendent. And we're like,
Surprise.
cool, where did that come from? And then I see it comes from Wyo, and I'm like, that's awesome. And everything I've seen online, I read the article on the Reading Eagle, I read the WFMZ thing, his statement. I was like, okay, this sounds good.
That's
And
what I
then-
heard. WFMZ.
And then comments that were left were all positive. So I went,
That's nice to
okay,
hear.
I'm open, and I've heard nothing but
Otherwise,
positive
it would be
things from
trash
him.
talking. People say a lot of bad
And
things when
like,
they have a
yeah,
lot to
people
say.
got a lot. If people have things to say, you know, they're
It's
definitely going
online
to go on
is where they're
internet.
gonna
Yeah,
say.
they're going to Karen on internet. But it's been positive. So I'm cautiously hopeful. Is
Yeah.
that the right way to
That's a
say
good
it?
way to put it.
I'm interested
Yeah.
to meet him.
So now Martha says he's a good guy, so that's
Schuylkill
two.
Valley, it said in the paper. At one, he's been all over, but he started as a special ed teacher
Yeah.
at Schuylkill Valley.
Or I
At
read
Twin
that
Valley,
somewhere.
I'm sorry.
In one of these
Oh, at
articles.
Twin Valley?
Oh, so he's like
Really?
on full circle.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because he and I are just about the same age.
Yeah.
You don't
So
remember him?
I don't. Maybe he was at the elementary or middle school.
Maybe.
I wouldn't have known him then.
Or maybe he left like right before you started.
Or maybe he left before I said it because he's a little older than I am.
I think he
Yeah, he looks a little bit
is he
older
about
than you.
53?
Oh, maybe. So then
He's a
he's
lot
about 10
older.
years older.
Yeah.
So he might have been.
He's
I-
gone before you
He and
came,
Matthew
probably.
were the same. He went to Holy Name. Matthew went to Gilbert, but
Yeah, you're
Okay.
not the same age.
good buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm. You know, my question was like, if he's coming from Wyo, how did we get him? What did we do to convince him to
Maybe
leave
he wanted
Wyo
to
and
come.
come to us? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
you know.
he lives there.
I'm interested to see what his plans are. I'm interested to see what his vision is. I am hoping.
Ask him if I can interview him.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm hoping for
I'm
a strong
curious.
superintendent who's going to come with a clear vision and be willing to hold people accountable.
This is hot. I'm sorry,
need-
guys.
I need accountability at our district.
Don't finish
so
it.
No, I like it, but I'm like
Sweating already.
breathing fire
But
here.
I think also that he is, and I might be wrong. I think he's also a positive force for the arts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because
important.
his sister
That's
was,
really important.
and might still be, one of the She was the editor of Brooks County Magazine for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And,
Hey, didn't we appear in that one?
Comes from,
I've been in a couple of times. My sister-in-law's wedding was in the featured in there.
Francine Scoboria. And one of her sisters, and it might be the same one because he's from a big family, one of them is a folk singer, or was a folk singer.
That's
Interesting.
I think,
This could be an
They really-
interesting
they were really neat
new
family.
addition.
Well,
Yeah.
I tend to be a strong force. I mean,
You may
I know,
not have to be
I know.
anymore.
Well, what I was going to say is when the previous superintendent came on board, I wasted no time. I went down and introduced myself. I was like, "Hi, this is who I am. I've been here." At that point, it was 17 years. These are some things I think that are going right. These are some things I think that aren't. Welcome. I'm
Let's
open to
work together.
conversations. Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this guy. You know, and
yeah, I think.
you either love me or you hate me, but you're gonna meet me and you're gonna get an impression of me right
You're gonna
away.
know me either way.
But you know,
Well, that's good.
we'll see.
Like, yeah, it would definitely make
This
yourself
is all
known.
good. I feel
And you
Yeah,
need an
I
ally
think- I
for him
think you're
too,
like
to be supportive if others are unsure. It's like, hey, gotta give them a chance.
Yeah, and supportive of the arts, I'm definitely gonna give him a chance. We've got good things going there, and hopefully he'll come in to help build all of that. But that would be.
I think his mom was a teacher.
Oh.
I know his mother was a teacher.
So he comes from like a long line of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I was-
so that's good.
I was
That's
just
really
saying,
nice.
yeah, I was just saying to my husband, we had Lizzie's kindergarten orientation this week.
Stop it.
And I thought it would be easier
She was
for the
just
second
born.
one. I know. But it was just as hard. Like I'm sitting there watching her.
For kindergarten.
Yeah, and at one point she wore this cute little outfit. She wanted her hair done, and she's sitting at the table because the kindergarten teachers all like do little diagnostics on them to see where they're at. And at one point she looks over at me with all the sweetness on her face, and she just goes. And I had to turn around because I was going to lose
She's
it.
so cute.
But the principal there, our new, he's just been there a year now. He was talking
I love
about.
her.
He was talking about what he plans for the next year. Like now that he's going to be coming into his second year, what he wants to do, and he comes from a special ed background.
Nice.
And from what you've said about my soon-to-be new superintendent, and from this principal, I'm finding that background in special education brings someone with a more well-rounded view of what education needs to look
Oh,
like.
heck
And
yeah.
more compassion.
And more compassion. And if you're thinking of the students with the greatest needs, you're thinking of all the students holistically.
Yeah, because most
So-
people don't think of those students.
Yeah. So I have great hopes for, Lizzie coming into her school with this principal. Now I have some
Did she
more
have a
positive.
dress that went?
Next year's going to be a
Did
good
you get her
year.
a dress that goes?
Ah, that's
Oh,
right.
We were watching television the other night, and a woman was on with a. And
With her
Barry said,
solo.
"Oh, Lizzie would like that."
She won that dress.
There's one dress where you can do that, and
She was born in the 80s. I think her past life she was an 80s person.
My little fashionista.
That's why she wants her shoulders out.
She's something else. She hosted a makeup party when my sister and mom were in town.
Makeup.
She spread out a blanket. She put all of her makeup out. She did this all by herself. And one at a time,
I
she'd
love
come
her.
down and she'd go, "Ma'am, it's your appointment. Please come upstairs." And then she made all of us up she made me to look like a mermaid. So I just had blue and purple everywhere on my face.
I love it. Tell her I
yeah.
want my makeup done.
I will. You come over, she'll do it up right. She's something else. Yeah.
So let me ask you just your opinion about something. I don't know if any of you. I got caught up in looking at styles that people wore to the Met Gala, which to me is huge, but a huge. I mean, you know,
It looks like the Hunger
it costs
Games.
$30,000 to buy a ticket.
30,000.
To buy a ticket,
Yeah.
just to get in.
That's,
I was
And
gonna
if
go
you-
next year, but forget
and-
it. I'm just kidding.
Did you have your
I wasn't
gala?
gonna go.
Okay, my question is why don't we just walk around naked? Because some of those gowns, I don't care.
Some of
how-
them were risque, but some of them just like
Some
are
of them,
very artistic.
some of them are, but some of them are. Like I saw one yesterday that I didn't even know who the person was that I saw. It was just net, and then she had it said she wore a flower over her lady parts. It was like,
Wow, I wonder who that was.
it didn't quite cover it. It just didn't quite make it.
Needed a bigger flower.
And the
Needed a bigger flower.
I don't know.
There was one made of sand.
Oh, I
Yes,
saw that.
She
had to
couldn't
lift-
even move.
Yes, they had to lift
People
her.
had to lift
Oh, I
her
saw
up.
her, yeah.
What the?
Was she the same one that had an ice purse? Like somebody had a purse made of ice? I think that was
Yes.
Zendaya.
Oh, I saw that, and she's like holding it, and I'm
It's a
going,
block of ice. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you
breaking
serious?
out in hives.
I'd be licking it. I'd be like, I love ice. I'd be sitting there slurping my ice.
You'd have flavored ice though.
Yep.
I assume that if you're going to wear one of those gowns, the designer's going to kick in for the price of your ticket, right? Because you're
Or
giving
they're
a
donated or
major-
something.
I mean, and then I saw a table for 10. I think a table for 10 was like $150,000.
Wow,
it's a
that's
deal.
out of Galilee.
What a
this-
deal.
and
We're
this-
going to be planning on going anytime
This all
soon.
goes to the Design Institute, if you're wondering what the philanthropy
Okay, I was
is.
going to
That
say,
is
where does the money
crazy.
go?
See,
Okay.
I've
This is
literally
people with
never
money
understood.
So this makes sense because on TikTok I saw something about like the blackout, like they're basically people are blocking all the celebrities that went to the Met Gala. Like just because,
Right,
like,
because of
like
the
you guys
money
are
spent.
rich and you're throwing money. There's things going on,
right.
and you're
Yeah, there's
basically
things you
burning
can
money
spend money on much.
on these clothes and
Much
on this.
more,
I didn't know it was that expensive. Well, I knew it was expensive, but I didn't know that. Wow,
Do you,
that's insane.
because some of you I know watch Instagram. Do you get on Instagram right now? I am deluged with which wedding gown do you like best?
Yeah.
And then you want to go, oh, they're all bad.
They are all bad.
Not a single one.
Honey,
Yeah, none
if
of
you
them.
looked in the mirror, you know.
I think because I teach teenagers, I get the ones that are prom dress.
Oh,
I've been
prom
getting
dresses.
hit with all the prom
The prom
And
dresses.
are you kind of like, wow? I
They're
saw-
all hideous.
They are all
I
hideous.
saw a prom dress the other day that was absolutely slit up to her waist.
Yeah, if she
It's like-
slips and falls, you're done, and everybody's
I mean,
gonna see your
wow.
goods.
Yeah, wow.
I chaperoned prom this year.
That's fun.
Yeah, I hadn't done it
That's
for
so much
years. So
fun.
it was a good time, and
That's
it was a
one
good
thing I've
group of
never gotten to
adults, and we
chaperone.
had a blast. The theme was Dance the Night Away, so it's Barbie themed.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fun.
And the designer, the people they hire in, they did a really nice job. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
But a lot of the girls who came in with their dresses on, they weren't wearing like the big sparkly heels. They came in sandals and sneakers and
They wanted to dance.
yeah, and I'm looking
Because
at that
they
going,
read it.
Good for
Smart.
them.
yeah, because I always get mad when these girls spend all this money on shoes that they just take off. I'm like, you're dumb.
Right.
Everybody ends up
But-
barefoot.
Right.
Yeah, so
right.
these girls, they walked in and they were like, and they were proud of it too. I was like, oh, when I saw a really gorgeous dress, I'd be like, do a turn, I gotta see this. And a
Right.
bunch of the girls were like, and check out my shoes. And they'd pull them up and they were all sneakers, and I was like, that's my girl, that's excellent. So I love that. I love that they're being stylish, but they're also being true to themselves.
Is
Yep.
it still a big deal to see what kind of vehicle you can get to come to the prom?
No.
Because that was very nice.
I remember I used to see like people pull up in horse and carriages
Right.
and limos and
Right.
these crazy rides. I'm like, wow.
Barry and I,
This is
know.
nuts.
Barry and I chaperoned a number of proms.
That's
And remember
cool.
the girl who made a dress out of like I
Duct
don't
tape?
know, like no, it looked like it was like a cow print, but like black and brown and
That's fun. That's
yeah,
cool.
and she had made it herself.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, we saw some amazing outfits on those, and some that was like, oh, and they let you walk out the door, and they actually took money for that.
Yeah, I see some of those pictures, and that's my first choice. My dad would never.
No,
have allowed
exactly.
me
Not
in
mine
his
either.
house.
No,
He would have
Oh,
locked me in my
no.
in the basement.
right.
Get
Well,
your
It's so
Right.
funny
I
because
locked
seeing
myself
everybody
in the
with the
basement.
ripped
Yeah,
jeans.
I would have never dressed that way.
I can
I have-
remember when I was a teenager, my favorite pair of jeans, I got a tear in
Uh oh.
about here.
Oh,
And my dad's sitting at the table and he says, come here a minute. I said, what? And he grabbed a hold and ripped the leg
Wow.
right off them. He says, now you got a rag. Go change. And I was
Your favorite
speechless.
jeans? He
My
ripped the leg off.
favorite jeans. And he was strong. He just put his hand in and ripped it right
That's
down.
so funny.
And I'm standing there.
Shock,
and it was
right?
too short
I know
to cut
exactly
into
how you
shorts
felt.
Yeah.
type thing.
And
Oh,
now
it's like underwear
you pay
now.
$70 for that to be pre-done.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, now you can wear those because they wear
if he
shorts
was
like
still
that.
around, I would love to hear his comments. Like, Dad, why couldn't I wear pants like that?
That's hilarious. That reminds me of a time. My sister used to work at McDonald's. One time she had a pair of jeans on. There was a string sticking out of her pocket, and I just meant to pull the string. I ripped her whole pocket and like the pants, like not just the pocket part, but like the whole thing. And she was like, she whipped around and looked at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was just trying to pull the string. I had to give her my cardigan that I was wearing so she could tie. I mean, it was cold, so she's like, give me your sweater. I'm like, I'm fine. She was so mad.
So, let's talk about this Chiefs kicker. who
Wow.
played this.
Oh,
So can I start by saying I saw the video first.
Right.
I had no idea who he was.
me neither.
I've never
And then
seen him.
and then
Yeah.
later on it was like, oh, the football, and I was like, oh, there it is.
I didn't hear the speech,
But
but I
Why
saw
would
like
they
the
have
context.
a football player
Well,
at a
it-
commencement?
Well, but I
to
heard
begin with?
somebody last night said, really, when you're going to the secondary string to your commencement player, like, who cares if he's a kicker, you know?
I've never.
He
nobody's
won't be
even heard
next
him.
season now.
Oh no, the NFL is mad at him.
Yeah, I mean,
I
They don't
hope
like.
so.
They don't. They put out a statement that they
Well,
don't
this
agree
is-
with anything.
This
he
is,
said.
this is the Kelsey team that Taylor Swift
Oh.
That's why they got him because he just won the Super Bowl.
I didn't even make that connection.
Oh,
He's on
yeah,
the
she
Chiefs.
can't do that.
Okay.
so someone made the connection who's trying to justify what this guy said, and they're like, well, Kelsey gives a speech and he like chugs a beer on stage and promotes like drinking and
Party.
partying in college, and I didn't see that one either. They're like, but this guy talks about the value of family, and I'm sitting there going, false equivalencies. That neither speech probably was great.
Right.
And
Right.
you can hold Kelsey accountable for doing that dumb thing.
Right.
It doesn't make this other guy's speech better. They were just wrong in different ways.
Right.
But
His mother is a physicist.
his mother is
And
Could
yeah,
that be why he doesn't want women to work?
does he not like his mother?
Like,
I
She was
guess.
never home. She was working.
I think she changed her will yesterday.
maybe. Here's the thing.
I would have.
I watched part of his speech, not the whole whole thing. I watched enough to just sit there and go,
Huh?
what?
I
But
need to watch it. I'm
He
curious.
was so convicted in his speech. Like, he was in tears. He
What?
was crying, talking about
Maybe he has CTE.
what his wife did, and you know, he's like, my wife is an accomplished woman, she's well learned, but the most important thing she ever did was, you know, be
Have
a
babies and be
mother
a wife.
so that I could go and do my thing. So
Be a
her
man.
lifestyle made my lifestyle possible.
Martha's ready
And
to
that's where I was like, oh. But
I
he
would
was
have laughed
so
at him. I'd be like, is he
convicted in it.
serious? I don't know that I could
When
believe
he,
my
when
ears
he
if I
said,
had.
I know you women out there, a lot of you are really going to be career women, but deep down,
Otherwise, why are they at college? They
but
could just
why
stay home and
you're
have
wrong.
babies
you
and
want to
be
have
wives.
babies and get married. Yeah, probably not.
What did
I
he
mean-
say? It was like the biggest delusion that you've been told is
Right.
that your greatest value is education, what you can do when it's
At a graduation ceremony?
commencement ceremony where they just
Wow.
graduated these women. It's like, yeah, you got this degree, whatever.
It's a lie.
hopefully it helps you find a man. I think that's what he was saying. Like, hopefully your time here
Right.
found you your husband so
Right.
that you can. That's really how it felt, and I was like,
Because
My
when I went
gosh.
to college, that was the deal. You were going for your
That's true.
MRS degree.
Yeah.
And whatever you got, you could maybe use later. I mean,
But
that
that
really
was not
was the
your
case. That
focus,
was the
yeah.
next thing after I had
Uh-huh.
my master's degree. There wasn't anything left for me to do except get married.
Yeah, but like that's not what you went to
It's not what
college
I went
for.
to college. It's not what I went to college.
You didn't go to
for.
college to find a husband and
No.
Oh my God.
find your
Um,
future.
and that it bothers me. I am an educated woman. I am proud of that.
Right.
I am proud to be a professional, and I'm proud to put the time in that I do. It's a
Right.
calling for me, right?
Yeah.
I am also proud to be a wife and a mother.
Right.
They are not
You can
mutually
do both.
exclusive things.
No,
you can
And
do
sometimes I feel guilty that I spend too much time at school But this is also where my kids are learning and
Right.
seeing that mom values herself and mom values her
Which is
professional
an
life.
important lesson.
And for my son to see that, I think is important.
Well, he also did a thing with the pride. Pride. You know, the pride of being a whatever Christian. I'm not talking about the rainbow pride. Did you hear him make that?
Oh.
Was it-
No.
Oh, he clarified that.
Oh,
That's
man.
Yeah,
God, I
that
didn't
was
get
right,
that
and I'm
far.
not talking about
Oh, I
that
gotta listen to the
pride.
whole
It was
thing.
like
So
a-
he just dug
you
himself
just
a big old
erase
hole.
everybody from your audience.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
all
there-
the women
is
and all
there-
the
Exactly.
alternative
Exactly.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
the one thing where it was like, so his wife is sitting at home in her red dress saying "Blessed be,"
Right,
like she's a
right,
handmaid. I was
right.
like, oh.
But then when I read the nuns, it was a Benedictine.
I love their
A
response.
Benedictine college. I mean, it's got to be a small college. It means nothing. But the nuns were very upset and said it was all he did was encourage divisiveness.
Yeah. It's true.
And it's
Very
I mean,
much so.
I wonder if maybe he's realizing that not every speech
He's
should
an
be
idiot.
written by ChatGPT.
Oh no!
Maybe
You think he did that?
Right.
I just used ChatGPT
Right.
for the first time the other day. It was interesting.
It was, I don't know.
But yeah, for a speech, no, not
Yeah.
that kind of speech.
Yeah.
He just, yeah,
I just,
I wonder if they're gonna fire him probably.
well, I just wonder
Do you
what his
think-
mother.
Made that-
First call from your mom. Hey, your mom's on the phone.
Oh my
not a
God,
call.
he's
I
getting,
could
he's
just
gonna get the belt.
imagine,
If I was his mother, I wouldn't call him. I'd text him.
Text him.
And use very
I
long
would come out.
words. Yeah,
Hilarious.
she's a physicist, and apparently a well-known physicist,
Even if he's not well known.
which is probably how he got the job.
Maybe.
I mean,
Oh goodness
there's a
gracious.
kicker. Big deal.
Um,
One broken ankle and he's out of here.
yeah.
I don't want him to lose his job over it.
Oh,
Like
I do.
I don't like. I'm that part of the cancel culture isn't interesting to me. But
I hate cancel culture.
I want it to
Makes
be
me
a
mad.
realization that just because he's a football player and just because he was on a Super Bowl winning team doesn't mean he has an opinion worth sharing.
I don't think he should be fired, but I do think he should be
I
suspended.
just want him
Well,
to walk out on the field
Who?
if they play the Eagles in Philadelphia and hear the Philadelphia
Forget about
women get up and do their thing.
Yeah.
Well, I
he
find
might
it
not be
interesting
safe.
because I'm
Philly is
sure the
wild.
Chiefs got a lot more fans as a
Right.
result of Taylor Swift and all that.
Right.
And it will be interesting
Yeah.
to see the response.
Yeah.
And now, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan,
No.
but I'm so impressed with her
I'm
as a person.
becoming a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
Like, the,
It just-
like, because I have been
with how
listening
much
to the more.
she does, her music does nothing for me.
No.
But as a person, I think
Yeah.
Some of it's good though.
she's admirable.
yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
actually
think-
late for work one day because I wake up to the radio and a Taylor Swift song was on and I didn't hit snooze. I shut it off. And then I was late and I walked into work and I said, I'm really
Taylor
sorry, but
Swift,
I woke up to
Taylor Swift made me late.
Yes.
Because I got angry, I shut her off, and
My
then
boss just laughed. She goes, okay, that's understandable.
That's so funny.
I just want to know what Andy Reid did when he heard that.
Oh.
Because Andy Reid's had a tough life. His son's been in jail, you know.
He had that drama with the Kelsey
Right.
during the Super Bowl.
Oh,
but
that's right. I forgot about that.
he goes, and it turned out to be something so stupid. They weren't even fighting. He wasn't
No.
yelling at him. He was just like, "Hi, like, put me." He wanted to get put in the game, basically.
I'm sure he made a call.
It just looked bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd love to hear behind the lines
yeah.
of this.
Same.
And
I'm
there's
so
gonna be
nosy.
more.
I want to know
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm opening a can of worms, but did you see recently also that Jerry Seinfeld gave a commencement speech?
Yes.
And he got booed and people walked out.
Yes.
That's all I've seen.
Yeah, that's recent. That was like what, last week?
Yeah, but do you know what it was
just-
for? Like why he
No.
got booed?
I don't.
Like there were a lot of women who were booing, and then there's videos of like just waves of
Wow,
women
what
walking
did he
out.
say?
And then I don't know. That's the thing. Like I haven't had time to really look into it and be like, what
Okay, we gotta check that
actually
out.
happened?
Wow.
Because I think the other thing kind of took over everyone's. But
Oh, I
he
didn't
got
hear
booed,
about that.
and people were like, "You could do better picking someone for this, and I'm wondering because like
Does Jerry Seinfeld even act anymore? I've not seen him in anything.
I know.
I did not know he was still
there's a thing
relevant.
in the paper this morning, he's just producing or directing a film about Pop-Tarts. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be very funny.
that's
Yeah,
right.
so
I
they've
saw that.
CBS in the
Pop-Tarts.
morning last
Called
week.
No Icing or Without
Unfrosted.
Icing or something.
Unfrosted.
It's a satire of like.
I love it.
Right.
But there's a lot of
I
big
love
names in that. I
Pop-Tarts.
do want to
Yeah.
see that. I do want to see
Oh, I
that.
didn't see that. I think commencement speakers, I mean,
I feel like they should be academic people, not entertainers, not
yeah,
athletes.
they should be.
They should be people who have succeeded at something other than
Yes. So
entertaining.
people can aspire to.
Yeah, like
something.
like people that maybe are in the field that some of these students
Yeah, like
studied.
Why would they invite a kicker?
Right, like none of these kids went to school to be a kicker, did they?
And then,
Does it make sense? Did any of these kids make
None of
football?
Right.
and then the other thing is a lot of these celebrity speakers, they never actually earned a degree from
Right.
any university, especially, but they're
They get it.
conferred an honorary.
Right.
And I sit there and watch those. And I'm like, I paid a lot of money to get my degree, and you make a lot of money, and they just give you one. That's crap.
Honorary degree.
That's crap. Pay off my student debt, and then you can have that honorary degree. You
I have
jerk.
a student loan and I don't even have a degree. I'm serious. Sally Mae owned
Bull
me for a
puppy.
while.
So we finished watching the Franklin series that's been on.
Franklin?
With Douglas, Michael Douglas. It's excellent. It's really excellent. It's really.
Is it on
Previews
Netflix?
for it.
So, no, it's on.
It's on Apple.
Amazon.
That's why I can't
Apple.
see it. Yeah.
It's really good. He really did a very good job. But what made me think of it was they call him Dr. Franklin. Where did the doctor come from? I don't know.
Did he have a
Back
doctorate?
in
I
those
don't know, but
times.
that's what they.
What is it? I don't
Yeah.
even know.
Was
I'm
it
not
just
familiar
an?
with
Was
this.
it just a like calling somebody in Europe if you have a master's degree they call you Professor Ace or
I don't know.
Professor.
I mean, he was
Maybe
very
it's an
learned.
honor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a delight. It's very good.
Interesting.
Franklin.
If it's ever not on Apple, but on something
Yeah,
else,
do
I will
it.
watch
It's
it.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I'll
I
watch
thought it
it.
was going to be on
It'll
Amazon.
probably be on Prime at some
At
point.
some
Yeah.
point.
And Michael Douglas is excellent.
I
First
saw
great
I thought,
actor.
Yeah.
Really, why? And he's
He is a really good actor.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of underrated, but I think
so,
he's a good actor. I started watching. So I'm a Bridgerton girl.
Oh,
I do like Bridgerton,
now.
and I was waiting.
I
So
just got in an argument with somebody about Bridgerton.
well, here's the fun. So because I like Bridgerton and Facebook and your phone
Yeah.
is always listening, I started getting these
Oh.
things like these Bridgerton fan
Really?
groups, right? And I'm not a part of any of them, but like
you're
the
getting all
stuff
the
comes up.
information.
But this one woman posted, she's like, just so you're aware, Ollie's has all these Bridgerton books for $2.99 a piece. And I went, oh. So I looked at my kids and I said, hey, who wants to go to Ollie's? And they both turned around. At the same time, my little trained materialistic babies turn around and they go, can we get a toy? And I went, you can, and so will mommy. And so we went and I got it. The books that they had were not the Bridgerton set, but like a prequel set.
I
So
have every one of her books if you ever.
I will need to borrow the rest of
If
them
you ever need
because I've
them.
only read
'Cause I
a
was
few of the
fan
Bridgerton
before
series.
Before the movie.
Oh, so
I
it's a
actually
book.
got Netflix because the Bridgerton series was coming
Then-
on, and
no,
I
we gotta
sat.
talk.
I didn't know
I
it was books.
sat
I thought it
home.
was just a show.
The first day that it premiered, was it Christmas Day or the day after? That's all I did. I had food, I had coffee, I
love it.
shut my phone off, and I
Don't
just,
anybody talk to me. I'm having an
Yeah.
experience.
yeah, isn't that funny? We never,
That's what we will have to. Well, I read the
So-
prequel, the
Okay.
like the generation before Bridgerton's, like the
her
Rokesby's,
parents- Yep,
and I found those books to be actually very good.
yes.
I
They're
enjoyed
well written.
them. She is for
Yeah, you have
romance writing. She's
summertime
very
coming
good.
up, you might
Romance
you might have
writers.
some time to read books. I have them all.
I'll have to borrow them because they're
They
good
might be a little
reads.
dog-eared, but they're. I've read them more than once, to be honest.
Rusty, I just noticed your hair is short.
Yes.
Wait a
Doesn't it look
second.
great?
I love it.
So great though.
I thought it was in a
not used to
ponytail, and then
it
you
yet.
turned. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I just woke up one day and I was so tired of always wearing it pulled back,
Yeah.
and the fact that my hair grows so fast, and my hair is totally white now.
Oh boy.
So when I had it pulled back, I looked like I was going bald.
it was white.
And I just said, you know, I'm tired of this. And people say, oh, short hair must be so much easier. It takes me 10 times
Yeah.
longer to get it to
Really?
I haven't
But
gotten.
the color is
Right.
great. I would,
It's a new color too.
It's
I
great.
went with
Yeah.
a little bit different. So I guess I'm not
Looking
gonna let it go
good.
yet. I just feel time for a change.
It looks
I was
great.
feeling blah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think you look younger.
See, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm thinking, oh, I got the old lady haircut now.
No.
I'm done.
No, not at all.
Just,
Now I
okay,
wanna
I'm
cut
gonna
my
go with
hair
that.
short.
Thank you, dear. Yep. I was saying
It's good for a
earlier,
change.
it just
What?
yeah, just time for different. But I wash my body with shampoo more than once since I've gotten it cut. Like, oh man, why did I put this? Okay, well.
Yeah, wasteful. Oh yeah, you don't need as much.
Yeah.
I heard a comedy routine last night on these full body deodorants.
I've seen that.
But,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the thing was really funny because it was Bill Bauer and he said, so, are you zombies? Because if your whole body smells bad,
You got a
you
problem.
must be rotted. She must be You've got a much bigger problem than
You must.
And I thought, and
He's
some
so
of them-
funny. He's a jerk, but he's really
and
funny.
You must be
Because
rotting.
I saw one of them. I mean, now they're the one that's advertising, you know, and you're and
Oh,
it's
oh.
like, come
It's-
on,
I know those
Come on.
commercials wig me out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
A lot of commercials wig me out lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary.
I saw one for feminine products the other day, and they poured red liquid on the product. I'm like, why do you have
Yes,
to do that?
yeah.
There is no need for that. Or a diaper commercial with a dancing poo and a droplet. And you feel like they're dancing inside the diaper. Like, well, come on now. We know what goes in the diapers. And
Have you seen the one? And Gary does that. There's one for a man something and it talks about the
Ball
boys. And so there's a man, okay, and they're men, but then there are two little men that walk along with him that look exactly like him. And I said to Gary, really? He said, that's not what it means. Yes, it does. Exactly what it means. And it's so obnoxious because you have this big hunk and then these two little hunks. And you have somebody coming over here
Are we
and
really
he's got
having this
the boys.
conversation?
She just said big hunk
Really?
and two little hunks. Martha, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
That is so
You
funny.
Oh
gotta
my
look
goodness.
for it because it's so obnoxious. It is
Some
so
of the commercials
That's
nowadays, you just have to shake your head and say,
People are getting
Okay,
really
who
brazen
the
on
heck
TV
is-
lately.
yeah.
But one of the things that we do listen to Bill Maher, and sometimes I just can't listen to him, but last night it was pretty good. One of the things they were talking about was that somebody made one of the panelists, the two women, that men are feeling kind of excluded. There's so much now for women that men are kind of like, hey, what's in it for me? Oh, please, 5 million years are in it. I mean, are we to feel